So I'm here with my man, Ciaran. Ciaran, brother, why don't you introduce yourself for anybody who's watching, right? Who you are, a bit about your story, where you're from, and kind of the reasons as to what led you to want to join Trinity in the first place, man.
Yeah, so I'm 22 from South Derry, and to be honest, what led me to join Trinity, it was probably seeing a lot of the guys my age like doing well. People younger than me, older than me, for example, like Jay, what was he, 16, 17 at the time? He was
16,
smashing
yeah.
it, and like loads of other boys, and I just thought like, fuck, I want a piece of the pie here. So about September time, I joined, and off the bat, I had a quick bit of success, to be fair. Like I landed my role within about 2 weeks, and from there I've still been on the same role and doing quite well with it. But
Beautiful.
yeah, before that, I was stuck in a cleaning job. I was doing that like 5 days a week in the hospital. Again, not where I wanted to be, but it was, alongside uni, how else do you make money? Because I thought this online thing was like friggin' just impossible. Do you know what I mean?
100%, bro, because it's like you being from, you're saying you're from Derry, right? Thinking that it's impossible. Well, at the end of the day, like how many people do you know from around you, from, in where you're at? Like how many people do you know that are actually doing something online?
Very little,
So
very
it's
little.
so when you have that belief where it's like fuck it'd be hard enough to do something like that, when you don't see anybody around you do it, it's very easy to have that belief system. But obviously for you, you said there was a small inclination there because you're looking at Jay, this young lad who was able to get some success. But you're kind of different to a few of the boys who maybe are inside Trinity. A lot of the guys we work with will be tradies and full-time tradie jobs, hitting their life and whatnot, right? But for you, you're in uni doing a degree
Mm.
and you are supplementing kind of this on the side, we'll say, because you're doing your degree and you're full-time in a role. Talk us through that, lad. Like when you're in uni, what was it that made you want to get into the online game and how you've actually found the process trying to battle both being a setter and a closer and being in uni?
Yeah, so kind of when I was in uni, like before I even got into uni, I always sort of knew I wanted to do something online. When I was 17, I tried trading, lost a bit of money there, to
Yes.
be honest. I didn't know what I was doing. I tried to follow other YouTube videos, buy what they were buying. It didn't work. Of course, now when you think about it, it was stupid. And then from there, I never really knew what skill set to go in, and I just related with your content coming in. You know what I mean? Even though I wasn't coming from a tradie background, it was just a lad from around here, basically,
Yeah.
seeing doing well. So that was kind of it. And in terms of balancing it, it's not easy. Do you know what I mean? Like balancing a degree and then trying to do set and closing on the side. Can you do it? Yeah. But you're gonna have to put in a bit of work. Do you know what I mean? It's gonna be getting up earlier and going to bed a bit later, but at the end of the day, like you want to leave yourself after I finish uni in the position where I can go down if I want to continue physio or if I want to hop into a role and work this way. I want to have both options. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And I respect you being honest there, like, because you saying, look, it isn't easy, but at the end of the day, you're getting up earlier, you're going to bed later, you're putting in the graft for
Mhm.
essentially to have options later on then. Because one thing you mentioned there, right? I want to have the options to when I finish uni, if I want to go down a physio path, or because I'm learning the skill sets here and I have been now for a while. I mean, you joined back in September, right? So you've been doing it for like 7 months. So you could be in a position where you're like, you know what? I've got my degree finished. I'm going to go down this path instead because I've got the physio there. How much longer do you have until like your degree's read up?
About a year. This time next year, it should be pretty much wrapped up.
Okay, beautiful. So talk us through then, bro, like when you joined Trinity, the process, the training, and then actually landing the role because bro, like you came in like you had great initiative and like you got up and going fairly quickly.
Yeah, so joined Trinity at the start of September. Immediately just started doing like the appointment setting modules, the closing modules. So I done my appointment set. I think I done that in about 5 or 7 days. Just completely rattled through that and tried to learn it as best I could. And
Yeah.
then basically straight on to closing. Learning that skill set, practicing the role plays, being in the calls, I suppose, as well, and then going out and landing the role. 2 weeks in, I landed the role. I think 3 weeks in, I basically so the first role I had was a setting one,
Yeah.
and then 3 weeks in, I closed my first call. So basically, like I wasn't supposed to be taking calls. He was the owner of the business was taking the calls at the time, and he was away for the day, whatever. He's like, "Here, do you want to take that call?" I was like, "Right, I'll go for it." I didn't really fully know what I was doing at the time, but I had half an idea. I went in, closed it in about 20 minutes, And yeah, that was the first real buzz I got from it, to be quite honest.
And bro, I remember you actually said that in. You were like, I've got the opportunity to take this call, just close the deal, right?
Yeah.
What was that feeling like for you, lad? Actually, because you tried trading in the past, right? You said you lost money. So now you're in a position where a few weeks in, you've landed the role. Now you have the opportunity to take a call. What was that feeling like for you, lad, when you closed that deal?
It was unreal. Like it was just proof. You know, that was the biggest thing. It was proof that like frig, this actually works.
Yeah.
And after that, it was just about consistency. I suppose getting people booked on, closing deals, and then building up to bringing in a good amount of money. Do you know what I mean?
Mm. So how much was the deal you closed?
I think at the stage it was like 1,200.
£1,200.
Yeah.
Because I remember I closed my first deal ever, right, for like $2,000. So I made $200, right? I know it doesn't seem like a massive amount of money, but for me, because I had tried in the past, I had tried ecom and bro
Mm.
copywriting, and I was sending all these emails out trying to become a copywriter. When I closed my first deal, even though I only made 200 quid, for me it was like, holy fuck, finally, after like thinking in my head and questioning myself and doubting all the time, this is actually real. I actually applied myself, learned the skill, and was able to make money from it. So it's like that validation of, yes, this does actually work.
Yeah,
But
100%.
but from you close that deal, lad, right? Talk us through then, like, because obviously still being in uni, now you're not working, in the hospital. Now you're a full-time closer. How have you found that, bro? How have you found like not going in to clean the hospital and like obviously being able to come home and set and close your own deals because that's what you're doing, right? You both set the deal and close it yourself.
Yeah, so I look, it's great not having to go around cleaning the hospital, obviously. Um, to be honest, setting and closing, it's a lot more pressure, obviously, but it's a lot more freedom as well. You know, I can just the good thing is about the offer I'm on, I'm sort of allowed to just work it around when I'm free. Obviously,
Yeah,
I'm at uni, long hours, even traveling up and down to Derry as well. It takes a while, so I'm able to work that around me, which is great. And then yeah, I suppose setting and closing in the evenings. That's mainly even early morning and the evenings. That'd be the main time I would do it. But it's great not having to fucking be in a hospital cleaning about. Yeah.
because for you, bro, like, I know you're big into your surfing and whatnot. So, like, are you going home, getting your deals done, and then on the weekends, fucking off up to Port Rush? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I suppose the good thing about it, like if I'm just setting, I can do it on the way up in the car as well. Like if I want to go early morning, I kind of have that freedom where I can do it when I want. I can go to the gym when I want. You always have your phone nearby, and like obviously I have calls, but I sort of set my calendar up around what suits me.
Yeah,
So I don't know, I might have 3 or 4 calls in a day. I'll just put them at a time where I know I'm going to be at home doing fuck all anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I may as well
100%.
try and make some money.
Yeah, 100%, because it's like you got four calls, you could take two in the morning, two at night,
Yeah,
because you have that time freedom to structure your day around you. If you want to do them in the morning, if you want to do them at night, you want to head up the Ross now, you want to get the surfing. But because you've been in uni and doing this on the side, talk me through, bro. Like, what's been your biggest month then? Obviously, battling the two, because obviously you haven't had to put your full divided attention in the closing, because you have been, prioritizing uni, right? Trying to keep
yeah,
mumsy happy. We know how it is, right?
100%.
So, what's your biggest month
So
been then, bro? Like, obviously doing this kind of part time.
yeah, so the 3K, I've done consistent 3K months for probably about
Hmm.
5 of those 7 months, and then before that it was like I started maybe 1K, 2K, and now it's kind of just I've got that flow where I'm going consistently 3K at the minute, which is
Beautiful.
I'm pretty happy with. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
3,000 a month. Like, when you're in the hospital, bro, like, what were you making in the hospital then when you were, cleaning 5 days a week and then in uni on top of that?
Yeah, I think if you were to clean 5 days a week in it, I think it would have been like 1,400.
Mm.
Yeah.
So basically for you, right, you've doubled what you were making in the hospital then, and you
Hmm.
now, would you say you have more free time, or would you say you kind of in around the same time going in?
Oh, you definitely have more free time. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Or would you, I say probably you've got more of that time freedom, being able to structure your days more around yourself?
Yeah, so it's not just like going into work and you have to do 6 or 8 hours straight. Do you know what I mean? Like with this here, you're never like well, for me, I'm never putting in 6 to 8 hours straight of work. Like I might do 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, 2 later on at night,
Yeah.
that kind of way. It just spreads out throughout the day, which is nice. You're not stuck beside this laptop all day long, because that wouldn't be freedom either, you
Yeah,
know?
100%, bro. And do you see, like, for someone maybe who was in uni, who was questioning maybe what they wanted to do, they wanted to learn a skill, what advice would you have for them, Kieran?
I suppose like I would just first of all, you have to find out if you're going to be willing to actually put in the work because it's not going to hit you up the face. Do you know what I mean? You have to go out, you have to
100%.
learn the skill, you have to find the role. Like obviously Trinity are supporting us with finding the roles as well. But you have to do some work yourself to get there too. But I would just say go for it. Like if you're wanting to really do it, I would say find somebody who's done it, learn from them and really just go for it. And you suppose you can't listen to people who are sort of skeptical of it either because they don't know. Like if they haven't done it, they don't have a clue what they're talking about. So you kind of have to know in your own heart that fuck, these other boys are doing it in the group. Why can't I go in and do it as well? Do you know?
See, one thing you talk about there about like don't listen to other people's opinions because you said before, right? Like in South Derry, where you're from, no one really does this. What was it for you that got you over the line?
Probably just believing in it as well and just being consistent. Like, because before coming in, or just when I joined, I mentioned to somebody about it, and they're like, "Oh fuck, that doesn't work. Like, that's a scam. All this here," and it sort of put me off for about a day. But like, I didn't just throw it in. I was like, "Frick's sake, maybe they're right." But I was seeing other lads in the group winning, like the likes of Evan or Aiden or Eamon or any of these boys who's been on a wee bit longer than me. And I just knew like if one person's doing it, somebody else can do it as well. So yeah, I just wouldn't let them opinions get in the way, to be quite honest.